Hi everybody, in the next few minutes I'm going to show you the new Windows 7 that's coming out. Now it is already out, the beta version, and it's very well constructed. I mean, you can use it. I haven't had it freeze on me, and I was waiting to do this review because I wanted to try it out first to see if it really worked good. And I've been using it for about a week and a half or so, and I haven't had any problems on it. Now to be honest with you, there is not a big difference between Windows Vista and Windows 7. I don't see a huge jump, not like from XP to Vista. So what you are going to see some little tweaks here and there. They tweaked the taskbar, and I'm going to show you in the next few minutes basically the things that I saw that they tweaked. It is, in my opinion, not worth spending the money and buying that version when it comes out, since with Windows 6 Vista, the Service Pack 1, it fixes a lot of the issues that Vista had anyway. I definitely still like XP because it was easier to use, a lot nicer, straight to the point. It didn't use a lot of resources. They did promise that with the new version of Windows 7, it will not use all the resources that normally it uses. It tailors itself to the hardware on your machine. In the next few minutes, I will show you some of this stuff, and remember to visit aramistech.com for links to download the beta version from Microsoft for Windows 7. You'll be able to download it, you'll be able to get a key for it and install it, and it's the ultimate version, and it'll work for you all the way till August. I don't recommend putting it on your work machine, because if you put all your settings and configure it and Microsoft doesn't come out with the full version, the working copy of Windows 7 by August, then you will have a version that will expire and will no longer work. So you definitely want to try this on a second machine, or try it temporarily on another machine. But definitely it looks really good, some of the features that they've done. But I was able to get Windows Vista to have the look of Windows 7, like the taskbar and stuff like that. You have to tinker around a little bit with the operating system to get that done, but it can be done. So I don't see a huge difference. And I will show you two snapshots of Windows 7 and Windows Vista customized to look like Windows 7. So you definitely can. Also, I will put some of the links there regarding the operating system and some of the features that I might not mention or miss in the video. I thank you for watching my videos, and stay tuned for the next few minutes. Thank you.
Hi everybody, here now I have Windows 7, and at first when you look at Windows 7 it looks like Windows Vista. The one thing that looks like a change is this bar down here, the taskbar. The icons are bigger now, and it works a little different than the traditional bar that you normally have in Windows Vista. The other stuff, like the menus, are pretty much the same, except for two things you will notice here in the menu is you have now search and programs files option here, and you also have a shutdown button here. You can click on it and you can choose different options. You can click restart, sleep, you can hibernate the computer, or you just click shutdown straight right here. So that function right there changed a little bit. When you right click on the desktop, now you have a little few options here. Now you can actually change the screen resolution directly through there. You don't have to go through a menu and then find it there. You can do it directly. And you also have the gadgets, which if you have Windows Vista, you've probably seen the gadget bar on the right hand side, and you can personalize your Windows features. First, I'm going to show you the screen resolution here. The screen resolution is a little different than the Windows Vista one. You actually can click here and choose any varieties of resolutions that you want. So this is going to be really nice, especially if you want to adjust the monitor to the right size. Let me cancel this a second here, and let's go now to gadgets. Now the gadgets, when you click on them, it gives you different options. For example, if I want to add a clock, I can double click on it and it'll put a clock, or I can drag it and it'll add a calendar, for example, on the desktop. Now let's say close this a second. I'm going to show you something. Normally it used to be that all these gadgets were like this on a bar on the right hand side. Now these gadgets are free to move about, and you can put them anywhere on your computer. I normally don't use gadgets, and I don't know a lot of people that use them, but you know, if you want to have a gadget, this is great. You can just add it on there. The other option you have when you click here is personalize. Now this functions here did change a little bit. I'm going to show you that now Windows 7 introduced something that I think should have been around for a long time, but it's now going to be included. It's Windows themes. You will now be able to customize and create themes that would have new icons, wallpapers, and transparencies and colors. So it's going to actually give a nice look to your Windows 7 experience. So in this case, for example, this is the default one, and let's say I click on this, and it's going to give me a new option. It's going to change the look of it and the colors. And if I minimize this real quick here, let me minimize here. It changed for me the background, and if you had this glossy glass look down here, which I don't have because I'm running Windows in a virtual environment, so it won't allow me to actually show you this and the glossy transparency of it. But if it did, it would show nicely, like a nice little brown color, so it definitely changes. So the themes is a nice little feature that you can actually get, and you also now will be able to go online and download themes from there. So that's another little feature that's really nice. This, I believe, is gonna make a little bit of a difference, and for some of you it's gonna be maybe worth getting it. You can also come here on the left and you can change desktop icons, and you can go ahead and you know, put them on your desktop. For example, you can click them and add them. This is also the same thing as Windows Vista. There's not a big difference. The only difference that did change is that down here now you have a check mark that you could put to allow themes to change desktop icons. So you can click here OK, and these icons now will be on the desktop, and they will show up here. Now the other feature I want to show you, that's the main thing I saw, was if you click the Internet Explorer, now Windows 7 comes with Windows Internet Explorer 8. So that's the new version that comes with the software. The one thing that I did notice different here is if you grab the Internet Explorer, okay, and like here's a window, if you drag it up to the top and let it go, it's gonna become full screen. Okay, it'll take full screen. Now if you drag it, let me close this out a second here. If you drag it here, and let's say I drag it all the way to the left, you see how it actually turns like a little color there. Now it becomes a window pane on the left hand side. If I do the same thing on the right, it will go ahead and add itself. Let me see if it actually does it. Give me a second here. Let me put it big, and see, it does it there too. It creates it into a window on the right hand side. This is great if you're gonna have, let's say, a website here and another one on the left that you can compare something to. For example, you can click here, for example, and it'll minimize it. It's not like before that you keep clicking and it'll keep opening more and more Internet Explorers. So it's a little different. If you're used to Windows XP, this definitely is going to change some of the way that you actually work. They also took away one thing that I used to use in Windows Vista, which is to rotate the desktop. In Windows Vista, there's a little icon down here that you click on it and it shows you all the windows nicely, you know, one next to the other like that, and you can choose which one you want. And that's, you know, something that I do use, but it's not there any longer. But definitely, like I said, the new Windows 7 has some features. Go to aramistech.com and you will find there links to download the beta version and try it for yourself. If you want, send me a comment, you know, send me an email, let me know what you think. If you liked it, if you think it's worth spending the money when it comes out. Just keep in mind that it will expire in August, okay? So if you do install it, when it expires, it will no longer work. So if Microsoft hasn't come out with a new version by then this will actually stop working for you. So don't use this as your main work machine. I've tried it already for a week and a half, and it doesn't freeze, it has no problems, it works perfectly fine. But then again, if you have Windows Vista and you have Service Pack 1, it will work fine for you. You don't have to actually upgrade to this. I don't see major changes. One major change I wanted to point out that I forgot here to mention is the networking functions. Now when you actually, let's say, work on this and you want to change functions on your network, it works a little different. How it detects your wireless connections, how it shares information between your computer, so that they also spend some time fixing that, and you will no longer get those pop-ups every single time you do something that to allow this, to allow that. You know, that's something that they also worked on. So definitely this can actually be like basically a tweaked version of Vista. That's how I see it. I don't really see it as the next new version. They just figure it's Vista has such a bad name, you might as well change it and start out a new name. So they put Windows 7 and start out new, and basically that's what I think they've done. So I hope you like this review, and I hope you know, you enjoy what I explained to you about Windows 7. Try it out. Remember, visit aramistech.com, and I appreciate you watching all of my videos. Thank you.